Hey, what's up? We're in the dark here, upstate New York. Caricature Artist chat. Let's talk about being a caricature artist, shall we? Good morning, good morning. It is 7:11 a.m., October 25th, 2022. I sit in my car in the work parking lot waiting to go in and punch that time clock, where a day job is always important to any artist, unless you're a full-time artist, which I am not. So, being a caricature artist, yeah. Being an event artist, these are all things, topics to think about and to discuss. Being a caricature artist versus a business person, you kind of got to do both. You're the guy, you're the head, you're the commissioner, you're the marketer, you're the secretary, you're the caricature artist, and you're the business promoter. You got to do it all. Problems you will run into as a caricature artist, starting from the beginning. Number one, it starts with your skills and your will to do it. This can apply to anything. Your will to do it, your will to get drawing a good likeness, finding good resources, good online resources, good books. Your number one book should be Tom Richman's The Mad Art of Caricature, and also I like a new book. It's called Face Off by Harry Hammernick. I like that. At first, when I read it years ago, I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. But now, the more I read it, I kind of like it. And also Keelan Parham, his book on caricatures, and also Len Redmond, which was the first book I ever read on caricatures. Len Redmond. It's from like the 70s or something. Or it might even be from the 60s. So getting your skills up is important. And getting the word out also is important, if that's the way you want to go. This is for someone who wants to do live caricatures and make money while doing it. It's up to you. It's not just going to fall in your lap. So this whole YouTube thing for me is like an extra arm of my caricature business, my cartooning business. So you got to get everything in line with your business, as far as contracts, when people contacting you. As far as a website, my website is wackycaricatures.com. I'm also on Facebook. I don't do Instagram a lot. I'm not a fan. So, and contracts are very important. I can teach you an easy way to handle contracts. Mine is very simple when I have to draw up the contract. However, I use a website that does the whole contract for you. And I use third parties, caricature companies that hire, and not actually caricature companies, more like event companies. I get hired a lot by those, like wedding planners and stuff like that, and event planners. The website I use, pardon me, I'm just getting over COVID. My voice is messed up. I'm still plugged up. The website I use is gigsalad.com. Gigsalad.com. I used to use the Bash, which used to be called Gig Masters, but now it's called the Bash. I haven't had good luck on the Bash. But Gig Salad, they have a free version, and they have like a middle of the road version, and they have like a pro version. I use Gig Salad basically as my website for booking. On my website, if somebody finds me through my website, I have a link which says get a free quote here, a free event a free event quote here. And that link takes them to my Gig Salad page. Gig Salad is great because it makes a point of contact to your person who wants to get a lead from you, and draws up a quote. You send the quote. In that quote, they tell you how many hours they want you for. They tell you how many people are there. And what the most important thing you want to do in these quotes and in your website and everything, people want to know how fast you can draw, or how many people can get drawn per hour. So my goal is to always be right around 12 to 15 faces per hour. I always tell people that I can handle 12 to 15 faces per hour. Thank you for the thumbs up. This is a live stream video. Thank you for the replay. Type in the replay. Are you a face painter? Are you a balloon artist? Are you a caricature artist? Or are you just hanging out? Love to hear from you. So being a caricature artist, you gotta be the business person also, and that's tough sometimes, because you put so much into drawing the face, drawing these faces, you kind of forget about the business aspect, and you don't want to double book either. And you're taking deposits, because always get a deposit, always, because that secures your spot. I only had to return a deposit like once or twice, maybe once. Although I have a gig coming up where I want to return the deposit, and I don't want to do the event because I have family. I just found out I have family coming into town, which my nieces and nephews never come here. They're in a lacrosse tournament, and I really want to see them. So I'm trying to get out of this gig. These are the things that you're going to run into, as a live event artist. Life happens. So, but we'll see. I may be able to. He's flexible with my time getting there. So I may be able to sneak in a few hours at the game and then head right over to the caricature event. There's people pulling in right next to me in the work parking lot. Never back down. I just heard that song by Tom Petty, Never Back Down, or Don't Back Down. And that's a metaphor for me. It should be for you too. Don't get discouraged if your first couple caricature events don't look like the people. You're doing a better job than they could do. I'll tell you that. I like Elgin Subway Surfer Bowling. He gives great advice on YouTube about caricatures. But it's up to you how much time you want to put in. Is how good you're gonna get. And so yeah, what's up with me? I got 2 events. I got 1 event this weekend. A second event is penciled in, but not confirmed. So this is what you're going to have happen. People contacting you and booking you and giving you deposits, but and then like another event saying they want it, but not confirming. So you have to be firm and stuff like that. And how the biggest question I get is, how did you do your first gig? Were you terrified? Yeah, I was terrified. I was scared to death. I even went to like public parks and worked for tips, and I got kicked out of parks. I got kicked out of a big park here, and I had just my easel. No, I don't even think I had an easel. I don't know what I had, but I put up a sign. I said free caricatures, tips accepted, and I had a person from that park come up to me. Said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm just drawing. I'm just hanging out." "Oh, you can't do that here." I said, "What?" "No, you can't charge people. You can't run a business here. You need a permit for this." I said, "Yeah, but they're free caricatures." I said, "I just need some practice." "No, you got to pack up and go." So I didn't argue. I actually knew who the person was. They didn't know I knew who they were. And let's leave it at that. And so I said, okay, this was when I was first starting out. I needed faces to draw. So then I found like a bar where a bar let me show up and draw free faces. So you try a lot of things. And the best thing that happened for me was a face painter lady, a friend of mine who had started a face painting company business, said, why don't you come to some of my parties for free and until you feel like you can charge and work for tips. I'm like, really? And she really pushed me to do caricature, and I thank her for that. And if anybody needs her in the Albany, New York area, contact me. I don't think she'll care if I give her website out. It's primodesigns.com. Primodesigns.com. If you need face painting, balloon twisting, a magician, anything, caricatures especially, go to primodesigns.com. Deb gave me my first gig. Thank you, Deb. And she pushed me to do caricature. And I'm glad she did. Because I was on the fence about it, you know? My advice is push yourself. In the words of Tom Petty, don't back down. Don't back down. You're going to come across a lot of obstacles. But you know what? There's a good benefit package with being a caricature artist. There's a very good benefit package. That benefit package is usually free food. What full-time job pays you with free food and pays you a lot of money per hour? You're gonna get offered food. You're gonna get offered meals at weddings. You're gonna meet a lot of people, and you're gonna network. So that's part of it. I love it. I'm always going to a party. I'm always getting a prime rib dinner at a wedding or something like that, you know. It's kind of nice. People are happy to see you show up and they're sad to see you leave. And I literally have kids hanging off my shoulders and elbows as I'm drawing, with the parents saying, give them some room, kids, give them some room. So it's a good journey, and I'm really pushing to be better and better and better. Although this COVID kind of sucked the life out of me, literally. And I'm just getting back to drawing. So I only lost one caricature gig because of it. But that was a retail gig. All right? Never do retail gigs. I don't. So that was a retail gig. And I said I would do it because I was friends with the lady and the event staff. This is for the inspirational nomad if he's watching. All right. Thank you. Caricature Artist Chat. Get a website. Be professional. Be courteous to people. And learn how to draw a good likeness. Get Tom Richmond's book. Go to some of his workshops if he's still having them. And you will see your style. We can talk style another time. But I remember reaching a point where Elgin Subway Surfer Bowling, he gave me a critique. And he's like, wow, I'm seeing a style. He's like, you almost have like an Asian style from the Asian caricature artist style. And I was like, oh, really? And then I kind of went with that. And it was cool to see that. And I see improvements. Like, you're going to see improvements like every couple months in your work. You're like, oh, hey, that's good. And I told my girlfriend, I'm like, I really did great caricatures at that event. She's like, honey, you always do great caricatures. I'm like, no, there's an improvement. I could tell. Like, I'm getting better likeness, and I'm drawing a well-balanced caricature, and it's not all over the page, you know? So, it'll happen for you. My advice is to do it. And I'd love to teach somebody, like locally, but nobody really wants to learn this stuff. So I use YouTube and I teach through that. And there's going to be a lot more lessons coming. And it's all good. Like, share the video, comment. I respond to every comment. And yeah, keep an eye out for some more videos. Check my latest videos. Scroll back, check them out. All right, this is Cartoon Mark. I got to run in and punch that time clock at the day job. A day job is important. Hope you're all doing good. Happy Tuesday morning. It's Tuesday. It's kind of like rainy, dreary, upstate New York, dreary day here. But we're going to fight through it like we always do, so we can finish up the day job, get home, have some dinner, and then draw all late afternoon into the evening. That's what I live for. All right. Cheers to you. See you later, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.